friends. Like my Christmas sweater. Okay, so it is Christmas-ish. It is almost Christmas. It's like a week away or 2 weeks away. I don't even know. I find that when Thanksgiving is so close to Christmas, it makes Christmas seem so fast, right? I'm not even close to ready. In fact, this year I feel a little stressful about it. But I'm trying to stay positive and trying to keep focused on just relaxing. Today, outside in the sun, it's so nice. Like almost like you want to sweat to death. But in the shade and in the apartment, it is not like that. So as soon as I do my exchange, which I'm doing right now, then I always feel really, really cold. So that's why I'm like in my sweater, trying to stay warm. But today was a good day. I had a visit from Deborah, from Davida. Apparently, like once a year, they're supposed to come in and check your place to make sure you're not living in squalor, I guess. I don't know. They make sure, like you have fire detection and your getaway bag, just in case you have to get away, which would have a dextrose bag in there in case an emergency happened and you had to grab a bag and go, and you might not be able to get any dextrose, that kind of situation, or like, I don't know, the building's on fire, that kind of thing. Let's see, what else do they check? They check to make sure you have like water and, your carpet is in good condition. I mean, it's just really basic stuff, but it's to make sure that you're not living in a terrible type of situation. Because if you are, that might lead to things like peritonitis or other things that could happen with your equipment for your dialysis. So that's kind of why they do it. I don't mind doing it really, but I kind of do because I'm pretty private when it comes to my home. I just don't know. I think because I'm on social media a lot and because I'm pretty outgoing anyways, when I come home, it's because I need to refresh myself, like get rejuvenated and kind of like pull back from the hustle of life. So for me, I just don't really invite many people over, and I mean like anybody. Of course, my kids come over and Charlie all the time, which I had him yesterday. So there's evidence of dinosaurs everywhere. I told her, we were laughing because I'm like, clearly Charlie has been here recently. And sometimes he makes stuff out of like Legos and stuff, and I don't want to destroy them. So that ends up laying around a lot. But other than that, I really don't have people come over. And it's not because I don't like them or I don't trust them, or I just need a place of sanctuary that's just me. So speaking of that, I used to live in the corner apartment across the way, and I liked living there because I didn't really have, I had the 4 neighbors around me, but we didn't really pay attention to each other. I barely knew them. Although my downstairs neighbor had a little kid that would scream all hours of the night and throw things and slam the doors, and it was really annoying. But other than that, I just lived my life. The parking lot was just right there. You could run in and out, and nobody really paid much mind to you. Well, that's not the case now. I live where I have to kind of walk around the building, and I live in the middle of it so that I have neighbors on both sides of me and neighbors in front of me. And I don't mind people, and I don't mind friendships, and I don't mind community, but after a long day of being out, I don't want to talk to other people. So there's this man who lives downstairs in a building across from me. And he and my downstairs neighbor like to chit chat all the time, which is fine. Like, I could care less about that. What's starting to really bother me is that every time I see him, he always wants to talk. And I know that you get to a certain age when you're older and you're lonely and you want to talk. But I don't want to talk. And I feel like a jerk because I don't want to talk. He doesn't say my name right. And then he asks things like, like, how's Charlie doing? It's like, it's really none of your business how he's doing. Like, I just want to say that, but I haven't said it because I don't know what to do in that situation. So if you have any advice, mostly I know people are going to be like, just say hi. It's an old guy, whatever. It's just all the time. Like, there's times where I don't even go down my steps. I feel like I'm grounded in my apartment sometimes because they're out there and I just don't want to talk. I don't want you to know how my day is. I don't need to say hi every time I see you. My downstairs neighbor is really cool because when I first moved in, she told me, she's a smoker, and she's like, if you see me sitting out here, you don't feel like you have to say hi to me all the time or we have to have a conversation. She's like, I'm just trying to relax a little bit and smoke a cigarette. And I totally respect that. Like, I really feel like that's just the way to go. And I feel like I need to tell this guy something before I accidentally lash out. But it's just so annoying. I don't know. And I don't want to get into their conversations, and I don't have time for that. Like, I'm trying to get Charlie in the apartment, or I'm trying to take him back home, or I'm trying to take my dog out to go poop. Like, I don't want to have to stand there and chit chat over things because I just don't want to. But I feel like I'm getting resentment towards them, or him especially, because my downstairs neighbor, she doesn't talk to me hardly at all. And again, it's not like she doesn't like me or that I don't like her. It's that there's that really cool mutual respect. Like, I just want to go home after a long day. Or I just want to go to my car after being in my apartment for a while, So I just feel weird because it's just weird. And I've talked to him too about my dialysis because, he's asked questions. And I from what I gather, he was on dialysis, but on that cusp, because once in a great while, sometimes you could go on dialysis just long enough to get your kidney to kick back in the way it's supposed to, and then you can go off of dialysis. I think that's his situation. And from what I understand, he used to be a high school or elementary school principal. So I could see how he'd want to talk to people. But I don't have time for Charlie to go give you a high five while I'm trying to get him up the steps because we got to eat, because I got to do my exchange, because we got to do your bath time, because we got, you know what I'm saying? Like, I don't have time for that. So it's really frustrating. I don't know. So I know that living in a community area like we do, an apartment complex, people kind of have an idea about your life. I mean, obviously, once a month they know that my dialysis shows up because here comes the truck and here comes the delivery guy. And it's not a quiet process when he brings my boxes. So there's that. But at the same time, I don't know. Again, I feel like a jerk because I just don't want to say hi all the time, but I really, really don't. I just want to come in my apartment or be able to leave my apartment without the hassle of having to avoid particular people. And the other day, I even took Charlie all the way around the other way, which is a very much longer way to get to my apartment, just to avoid talking to him. Because it's just that small chit-chat that means nothing. And maybe it means something to him, but you know what? I see him talking to everybody else. He doesn't need to talk to me too. He just doesn't. So, I don't know. I still have to think about whether or not that's appropriate or polite. But I really feel like it'd be more respectful to tell him how I feel. That I don't want to feel obligated to say hello to him and to inform him of my life every day. And when I want to say hi, I will. But when I don't want to say hi, I don't want to feel guilty or bad or disrespectful by not saying hi. Anyways, that's my cross to bear. So it was kind of cool to have Deborah come in because I haven't had anybody in here in a long time. At least people from the outside world, you know. And it was really cool because Davida actually gave us a calendar as our Christmas gift this year. Last year, I think we got a hat and gloves, and the year before we got, what did we get? Oh, Burt's Bees. I think that was it. Like, hand cream stuff. It was really nice. So, anyways, I'm going to let you go. That's my holiday vent, I guess. So, all right. Talk to you guys later. Have a good day. Bye-bye.